All right. Today we're going to talk about creating a works cited page for your essay that you have turned in at this point. Now, I wasn't sure exactly how to do this video simply because I didn't know what secrets to reveal when it comes to creating a works cited page. Because I think you have probably been told by some English teacher or another, and that, it's important to have this stuff memorized. It's important to know the actual like how to do each thing. I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. I'm here to tell you that I've been an English teacher for 10 years. I was an English major for 5 years. I've loved English my entire life. I don't memorize how to do this. One, because there's a lot of different ways to do it, depending on what type of paper you're writing for, what class you're writing it for. And also, sometimes the rules change every now and then. Do I usually, when I make it online, do I usually check it, make sure it looks good? Yeah. But I don't know how to do it memorized. So I'm just going to kind of show you how to do it here. And I'm going to do one, and then I'm going to have you guys and girls practice on the second one. Okay? So, as you can see here, I have what is starting to be the works cited page. If you notice there, works cited is in the middle. Normally, when it comes to MLA format, which is what we're using, MLA stands for the Modern Language Association, and it's their way of citing information. If you are going into more of a medical, psychological field, there's also APA format, which is a little bit different. I think in my time I have written one paper that required APA format, and I do not like it a whole lot. And then there's also Chicago, and there's a couple other ones depending on very specific to that one field, that one profession. They like they're cited in a different way. For most literature, language arts, and probably like social studies and stuff like that, they'll ask you to do MLA format, which is what we're going to be doing today. So, I am sure by now that all you guys know about EasyBib, easybib.com, bibme.org, any citation site that you find online, it usually goes back up here to a Chegg service. So, it doesn't matter which one you use, they're all going to be the same kind of a deal. Okay? So, right here I have the Huck Finn book, and I thought the Huck Finn book was going to be super easy because it's Huckleberry Finn. And there's a lot of publishers, there's a lot of dates out there, but I figure, every book's got its own stuff. And then I look through here, and I see it's a Glass Book Classic. Okay, great. All right, there's the title, Glass Book Classic again. All right. There's nothing here about the publisher, nothing. It goes straight into the story. Oh, crap. Okay, so if this is the case for a book that you're using, especially one online, make sure that you do as much as you can with it, and then if there's not that other information, just ignore it. And actually, it's kind of funny because if you look up a Glass Book Classic, Huckleberry Finn citation comes up like right away. So apparently I'm not the only person having this issue with it. But I'm just going to take it and we're just going to run with it. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on, I'm on EasyBib. Like I said, bibme.org. It's the same one. There's a couple other ones out there as well. EasyBib is the one that you usually go to. Okay. So I'm going to click create citation here. And that is a big ad. Can I get rid of the ad? I guess not. I guess it's just going to load over there. Great. All right, so you're going to choose your source, a website, book, journal, or more. The more has a bunch of different ones to choose from. You can kind of, pick whichever one you want there if you're citing someone else. For both of the ones that we're going to be doing book. Okay? Now, you can search by the ISBN number if it has one. This book does not, simply because Huckleberry Finn is old and so it's in the public domain, which means that no one really owns the rights to it, so anyone and their dog can publish it. That's why that you can get copies of this dirt cheap, because it only costs really the paper and the ink that it comes on and nothing else really. So I got nothing. So I'm just going to do it manually with a citation here, okay? Now, the book's not in print. It's not an online ebook, technically. It doesn't come from like Apple or anything like that. It doesn't come from an online database. It's going to come from ebook Other for this one. For the one that you're going to do, you're going to go in print, okay? Just because you didn't have the book in front of you, it was still a print book, okay? So I'm going to click on ebook Other. All right. I'm going to be citing. All right, so for Huckleberry Finn, I'm citing a whole book. If you're only doing a chapter of a book, you would do that one. If you're doing a preface or an introduction, sometimes you would quote those. You would just use that. You might use this one later on, hint, hint. But right now, you're going to do the whole book because that's what I'm doing. All right, author. Let's see here. First name Mark Twain. All right. Source title: Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. If you noticed, okay, this one's actually wrong. I just want to point that out. That actually the word "the" is not in the title, in the real title. It's just Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. It was a way to make it stand out differently than The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, because it was a little more relaxed, a little more in Huck's voice kind of a deal. But so I guess I'm gonna go with "the" because this one says "the" on it. So let's try that out. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Okay, there's no volume numbers. Sometimes some scholarly books will have that. Like they'll put out like a set of like 13 different books, and you have volume 2 of it, kind of a deal. They're usually a little bit thinner. I have a couple that I'm using for my own research right now. But yeah, so publisher info. Let's see here. I know it's a Glassbook Classic, so maybe Glassbook Classic. I'm gonna put that down here. Year, I didn't see a year on it. I didn't see anything up here that tells me a year. So I'm going to leave that blank. It's going to be starred over here. But since I don't have the information, I'm going to leave it blank. If you have the information, use it. If you don't, don't. Okay? All right, the medium. It's it's a PDF. I can see that right there. So, and it gives me PDF as an option right there. So I'm going to go PDF. Now, there is, I've used annotations maybe twice in my college career. I think Hampton said that she's used them a little bit more than that. But I've been using them for my master's program too. And basically, they're just kind of a brief summary of what the book is about and why you're using it for your paper, kind of a deal. So when you're done here, you're going to click Complete Citation. I apparently have to use this view a sponsored message. This is going to be great for the video. Introducing Evernote. I'm going to mute that while I'm still talking. Oh, there's a baby. The things I do for free citation sites. I have 17 seconds left? Oh, no. Okay. Well, apparently I have it free for the next 48 hours, so that's great. Love it. Hope everyone's doing okay. See you guys on Wednesday, or some of you on Wednesday, I guess. Alright, so, there we go. Thanks for watching the ad. Now to create your citation. Alright, so it's right here. It's telling me that there's missing info. That's okay, because I know there is, because there wasn't a lot of info to begin with, okay? So, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to click on Copy Citation. And now I'm going to come over here to my Works Cited page, and I'm going to paste it in. Now, the good news is that it is only one line, so I don't have to really do anything else with it. I am going to be giving you this as well because it is going to give you some more information. So, over here, one of the things is that usually your name and the page number on the header. I don't know how you do that on your iPad, but on a Google Doc on a computer, you just come up here to the top, you double click, let's go over to the right, and then LaRue 1. Great, done. What did I just do? Alright, if you notice there, it was not indented. I already forgot which one I'm on. There we go. It wasn't indented. It's a little bit backwards here, how this is not indented and this is. I don't know why they do that, actually. I think it's just so you can see each one a little bit differently better. They stick out, so that would be the way to do it. So let's just say this one goes 2 lines. I'll just do it twice just for the sake of this, okay? So first things first, it's got to be double space, okay? Make sure it's double spaced. Now, here's what kids always try to do. They try to tab in, and it does that. It automatically fixes it up for itself, okay? Here's a way around it. Go on the second line. On your keyboard, either backspace or delete, whichever one I think they're delete. You click delete, you click enter or return, and then you click tab. And that's how you do it. And if it was more lines, you do that to each line as well, okay? So, what I'm going to do now is I am actually going to, I'm going to delete this first because this is actually going to you guys. What I'm going to do is, over here, I have citation that I'm going to plug in here, okay? I'm going to put it down just a little bit. Okay, so what you're going to do is I have given you all the information that you need to cite the PDF that we went over that had the article about the time period on it. I just got the book from you and I, so I went back there and I have all the information here. I lied. I have most of the information here that you need, and I gave you some hints on where to find the rest of the information at. Okay, so your job is to put this into EasyBib, get it set up correctly, and put it into the works cited part correctly. A couple other things to kind of notice here. One, the entries are in alphabetical order. So this lady's name is Fishkin and Mark Twain. Figure out which one is alphabetically ordered, okay? The hanging indent we already talked about. We talked about that. Double space, we talked about that. 12-point font, Times New Roman. That's not as important anymore because Arial's kind of taken over as the font, but it's usually either Arial or Times New Roman. And again, some of this stuff you might need to talk to your teacher about at later dates if you're doing this next year with Hampton. If you're doing it in college, some professors and teachers are very, very strict on, yes, it has to be 12-point font. It has to be Times New Roman. Some of them are like, I don't care about the font size. I don't care about the font color or the font, or the font itself. I care that this part is done correctly so I know where to look for in your essay. Okay? So, again, your assignment is to take this, put it into EasyBib, and go from there and put it correctly into this works cited page. When you're done, you can actually probably delete this photo and then turn this in for Tuesday, okay? We're going to be starting our next unit on Tuesday. So be ready to learn about Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse-Five, the bombing of Dresden, and postmodernism. All right. Thank you.